Okay, Martin Malone, thank you so much for joining the podcast. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. World's #1 coach for teachers and expert in content creation. I mean, your page, everything from photography to videography and brand. What is your story and what is your background?
Oh, thanks. Really pleased to be on with you having this chat. But yeah, it's funny actually because it all kind of happened like by accident. But I always think like the best things do. Like they always happen that way. So I was teaching. I was in a school that I wasn't happy in. The first job I got, and I ended up putting on a lot of weight, not feeling good with myself at all. I left that school after that year, and I was just like, do you know what? Before I go and get another job, I need to kind of use this summer to get myself back in shape, to feel like me again. So I got my own coach. It worked really well, and over that year, I fell in love with fitness and training, and just turning up for myself. I was in a school that I really loved, and I stayed there for 10 years, and over that 10 years, I started to learn more and more about fitness and coaching, and I was like, do you know what? I want to get some qualifications in personal training to help myself. But you had to have some guinea pigs, so a couple of my mates who were teachers did it, and it went from there to there to there to there. And then all of a sudden, like 2 years later, I had this little side hustle where I was like coaching other people. And it got to a point where I thought, you know what, I think I could do this like full time.
Yeah.
So I took the chance because I always have the belief with teaching, like once you're a teacher, you can always go back. You might as well take that risk while you can and when you're a little bit younger.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked back, to be fair. And it's just been then navigating social media, guiding through it. But that's where all my clients come from. All my clients come from Instagram.
From social media, okay.
Yeah. They've all always come from there. And it is just, I think, it's a little bit like, for me, like fitness and training. You've got to turn up. And you've got to be present while you're doing it. Like so many people say, oh, I don't like social media. And I'll be completely honest. If I woke up tomorrow and I won the lottery and I was like, I've got 100 million in the bank and I never have to worry about anything ever again, I'd delete all social media. Because I'm not a guy to post on it.
Yes.
I'm not a guy to say, hey, look, I'm here, I'm there. Like, I post a lot on social media. But I would say I've done 1,500 posts. I would be lucky if 10 of them were about, like we're on holiday or we're this or that.
Yes.
For me, it is that thing about turning up and,
in business.
To be honest, yeah, we live in a world where like you just have this place where it's just free advertising.
Definitely. It shows you the power of social media.
Oh, 100%.
But it actually leads to my next question. Like, how do you come up with your content? I mean, how do you post so regularly?
So to me, like a couple of things I do, which I really like, so I like sitting down every Friday and thinking about the content that I want to create. So if I'm making reels myself, I'll write them and script them. If I'm typing out copy, I'll think about the ideas that I want in that way. I'll look back at my old posts and see what did well, what didn't. And after 4 years, I can also recycle stuff as well and go, that was this time of year, I can put it in again, I might be able to tweak and change it. And then when it comes to the other side of it, the bit I found which really propelled my page was just silly little memes. And all I do on them is literally go on CapCut, go on the templates where they're already made and flick through them till I find one where I'm like, that'd be a funny one. Like, I can use that one. And I've kind of almost trained my brain now where I don't use, like, I call it doom scrolling, where you'll just sit and you'll just scroll on, whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Well, I don't do that now. I do my doom scrolling on CapCut. So I'll be like, yeah, no, that's a good one.
That's a good mindset.
Yeah, then I'll make it and I'll just save it. And I've just got them then. So like I've always got like 20, 30 reels just ready to go, and I'll try and put up 3 a day.
Wow.
Like if I'm making a reel, like me filming it, or if I'm writing something, it will take an hour to get it all ready. If I'm doing those little stupid memes, I can crack out 30 of them in an hour. Do you know, like
wow.
it takes, and it's that, you're like balancing that, and it's, you get the eyes, and then the eyes look at the good stuff that you spend time on. It's another reason why I actually don't have the reels on my profile grid. I only have them on my reels because then people can see my work. Like if I kept them on there, it'd just wash it out.
Okay,
you know what
I see. Definitely. I mean, someone can easily spend an hour just scrolling on social media. Yeah. So replace that scrolling with actually creating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. And what would you say is like your secret sauce when it comes to content creation? Because I do see all of your videos, they average on like 20,000 a view, some are like 100,000. Would you say it's those memes? And would you say it's reels?
It's the memes 100%.
Okay.
Because the one thing I've had a few mentors in the past, and one of them said to me, the thing people get wrong with social media is every post you put up, if you want business and you want to catch people's attention, you have to give value. But everyone sees value as information or tips or tricks. He said it can just be giving people a little bit of a laugh. And it's a fact, like people's attention spans are so short now. It's literally a 2-3 second video which has someone that they recognise in it already because it's normally off a movie or a TV show or something like that, and it will just capture their attention. And I found like my reach and everything went up, my views went up, my interactions went up, the amount of people who were sharing my page, the amount of people who put my page on the profile, and I just kind of leaned into that because I was doing kind of maybe 3 a week. And they were going really well, and I just thought, what happens if I do 1 a day? What happens if I do 3 a day?
Now you're on 3 a day.
Yeah, and what I found with it is that they'll all sit at like between 10 and 20,000, and then one will just do really well. Yeah. But because I'm doing 3 a day, they're happening more often. Like I counted them up the other day, and it was something like, before I did a reel, I don't think I had a post go above, before I did like a jokey meme reel, I don't think I had a video go above 100,000. So in the last 6 months I've been doing them, something like 50 of them are over 100,000.
Oh, wow.
5 of them are over 1 million. There's 4 of them which are over 5 million. Wow. And there's 1 of them which is at 20 million.
Oh, wow.
Do you know, like, and all of them took 2 seconds to make.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it just, that gives you the advertising, and then people will kind of go, oh, well, what's the rest of the page?
Yes. That's so interesting. And I see they all have like a very similar style. They have the same branding. How important is branding, would you say?
I think it's really important. I think it's just like getting people to kind of recognize it, because one thing I found, and I kind of researched it as well, is that they reckon why those reels do so well. It's something about when someone's got a connection with a certain brand. So like if you're doing a video and you've got a Coca-Cola bottle in it, people will see the Coca-Cola bottle, so they'll give you half a second more time. It's the little things like that. So they're seeing things where they already know it. So my kind of logic behind that was, well, if I use the same pictures behind them and I try and use the same as much font, well, then they will like that more, so that they'll keep watching them.
Yeah.
And it's that thing of like, oh, the last one of these which I saw like this was funny, so I'll watch this one.
Yes, and it keeps to you being authentic as well.
Yeah.
And on what social platforms do you post on other than Instagram, and which platform do you feel performs best?
So the only other one I've really ever properly posted on was TikTok, and I got some success on it. But I think there's definitely, I would say it's easier to go viral on TikTok, and it's easier to get yourself out there. It's a great platform for that. But I found the uncertainty of TikTok and that kind of thing, it wasn't really me. So I only really now post on Instagram. But I just find that's kind of where it works best for me. And I think it's probably because it's the one I'm most comfortable with.
Interesting. Many top influencers say the same thing, and it's so interesting to see the different age categories when talking about TikTok and Instagram. And then leaving with my last question, Martin, as a coach, what is the secret to avoiding burnout and living a healthier life?
I think it's twofold. I think one is just really putting them in boundaries. So like I have my phone and I have a work phone. My work phone is like, it's not super basic, but it's like a real basic iPhone. So like you'd never really want to spend any time on it. I actually have WhatsApp, which I contact my clients on. I have it on my computer. So I barely even touch that phone. It's just next to the computer so I can chat to them there. So I only work when I'm in place. I found when I had WhatsApp business app on my phone, well, I was always contactable. So I was, even though I'd set good boundaries and they weren't pushing, I'd see a message on Saturday at 8 p.m. So I'd want to answer it at Saturday at 8 p.m. Where now, I won't see it. So you put that boundary in, and I think the other is just to recognise when you've got burnout, and kind of stopping and resting beforehand. So about 2 weeks ago, I think it was, I just recognised that the content wasn't really coming to me, I'm feeling it, and I just thought, you know what, I've got 8 memes there ready to go, 9 memes, it's saved in a bank, just use them. Don't worry about anything else on social media this week, and we'll pick it up next week. And I feel more refreshed after it. And it's just giving yourself that break. Yeah. I think that's the burnout. It's putting boundaries in, and then just knowing when, do you know what, maybe I have worked a little bit too hard. Maybe I just need a break.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, well, Martin, thank you so much for those pro tips, and thank you for providing value, especially when it comes to social media.
Thanks for having me. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you. And good luck with your future ventures, and I'll keep you posted on when we release this podcast.
Oh, thanks.